Hello and welcome to this webinar, to this video where we want to present the new features, new protocols and enhancement that we have just released on our 2021.1 version for our inertial motion capture system, iSen system. And in order to make this video as simple as possible, I'm going to present you the index that we are going to follow. First thing I want to show you the enhancements that we have developed in the already done features that the system already had. I also want to show you and I want to explain you what new protocols we have added to the system and what you will be able to do with them. And finally, which are the new features that we have add and that we have just released in this version. Okay, so these are just main enhancements, some of them that we have just released. First thing, I will show you later on the software, I will show you later how you can show, hide, and how you can perform all these new enhancements. First thing is that, as you know, events are set in order for you to understand or to gather the information that happens in a specific frame, in a specific moment of the capture. And now we are able to create those events with a shortcut on the keyboard. Okay, and this is going to be very interesting regarding also the new feature that we have also released. I will show it later, that you will be able to add these events with the keyboard in real time. Okay, so let's say that you are analyzing someone doing a cycle movement or a specific movement in a workstation. If you want to know and you want to create an event in a specific movement that he is doing, you can easily, by clicking let's say number 1 on your keyboard, you will be able to create easily an event. Another enhancement that we have developed is the new option to visualize bone reference axis. This means that in the 3D recreation, in the 3D render, you will be able to see the axis of the bone. You will be able to show or hide them on the options menu. Also, now it is possible to export in one same file the raw data from all the sensors in just a single file, making it a little bit easier to handle and to work with. And we have also improved the documentation regarding the gait analysis and how we do the calculations for symmetry, how we do calculations for gait parameters, how we where does the normalized database come from. And all this documentation has been improved. I will show you later where to find it. And finally, we have also added support for new cameras and with a higher quality cameras, higher frame rate, higher resolution cameras, so that you can have a visual reference, a better visual reference together with the 3D recreation. So let me show you now the software. Okay, here it is. So as you can see, here I have opened a very easy example, just a 2-sensor example, head and cervicals, where in this capture, this subject was doing neck flexion extension, lateral flexion, and neck rotation movement. And the first thing that I wanted to show you is regarding the events. As you know, events are created here, and you're able to create your own event. So by clicking on that button, I'm able to create, for example, an event where I want to, know when someone is doing a specific movement, for example, grab a tool or something like that. I'll click on OK, and automatically the system will provide me with a key shortcut number, where if I click on OK and I click on play, this same thing that I'm going to do right now, I'm going to click 1 on my keyboard. It's automatically entering that shortcut, okay, as many times as I click on 1. This is also doable in real time as well. Okay, so that I will be able later to understand what is happening exactly, what were all the measurements, all the angles, the velocities in those exact frames, those exact moments. Regarding the bone axis, you're able to set them in the options dialog. General, you just go for the show bone axis and click on yes, and you will be able to see them. Also regarding the exporting options, you will find them also in the configuration tab. Here, export data, sensors data. Here you'll be able to select all the sensors and all its data that we have previously selected. In this case, only the quaternion, but also the accelerometer, magnetometer, and any of those, of course, and export them in a single file here. Okay. Okay, and as I was mentioning before, also here in this configuration tab, you will find a user manual. Here in user manual number 8, definition of biomechanical parameters. Okay, so that document will allow us to see, to have a lookup table with a summary of all the joints angles. And if we go to the end of the document, we will see some gait parameters and how they are calculated, the estimation of the gait parameters, and also symmetry and normality index calculation. So don't hesitate to take a look at that. And if you have any questions, obviously you can write an email to our support team and we will be able to write you back as soon as possible. Okay, that's about enhancement. What about the new protocols that we have just released? So we have released 4 new protocols and a new branch family of them. And these are them. So first one, 11 sensors regarding lower body plus heels, including heels, but also spine. So having one sensor in the chest and another one in the cervical. I can show you later. Another protocol with 3 sensors for epicondylitis analysis. And another one for arm analysis in which we are including the scapula, which is a new placement that we have just created for this version. And finally, lower body analysis that we already had in the previous versions, but in this case we have had the possibility to calibrate it in a sitting posture. Finally, we have also created a mobility test family of protocols, which means that we are not only going to tell you where to place the sensors, but also those protocols are meant to perform a specific movement. Not a free movement, but a specific one, so as to have a specific report on how that movement looks like. Let me show you that on the software. So if I go to, let me close this capture, and if I go to new analysis, I click on new analysis, here I will be able to see all the protocols that I have access to. And as I was mentioned, so we have epicondylitis tests for the left and the right arm with 3 sensors. Also, another one for the gait analysis, lower body with 11 sensors, including cervical and chest sensors. And the sitting calibration one, it is also here. And finally, the mobility test that, as I was mentioning before, so if I want to study the abduction or the flexion extension of a specific joint, in this case the shoulder, we will need to choose this specific protocol for the abduction, this one for flexion extension, to perform those movements, because the final reports are meant to provide you information regarding this movement. Okay, so that's a new family branch, a new family of protocols which are grouped in this mobility test, because it has that specific purpose. Okay, so we will be doing a specific movement so as to have a very specific flexion extension, in this case, final report. Okay, and finally, as we usually do, we have added new parameters, new charts, in this case speed and angular acceleration in some of our protocols. Don't hesitate to ask for this kind of parameters, charts, numeric information that you want to add. We will be glad to hear you, to hear your feedback, and to add those ones for the next versions. And finally, the new features. So there are lots of new features and lots of new enhancements that we have released in this version. These are the main ones that I want to explain to you today. So we have added the option to add custom events in real time, as I was mentioned before. So those events that I was clicking on with my keyboard shortcut by clicking on one, that's also doable in real time while capturing. Also, we have added the options to key in the treadmill speed for gait analysis on treadmill. Before this version, you had to enter the total distance that has been walked or run by the subject. In this case, we have added the possibility to enter to key in the treadmill speed. Also, we have created a new cycle manager dialog. This means that we have created new events, which are cycle events, cycle start and cycle end event, so as to analyze cycle movements and to analyze its variability and how those cycles look with the time and the possibility to export them, etc. Let me show you just a quick example of this. So again, if I go to my example, and I show the neck flexion extension, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm able to create cycle start and cycle end events so as to be able to group all of them in my new cycle manager dialog. I will show you right away. So this button here has just been created, cycle manager, so that I'm now able to review all cycles in the same chart from 0% to 100%. They are all of them together. This is a brand new dialog that we will be improving with the next versions. Any feedback will be very appreciated. Okay, and finally, well, of course, we have improved our integration with Delsys, adding these duo mini sensors. They're duo mini sensors. Now they are also compatible with iSen. We are very glad to keep working with them. We are very happy to announce this as well. And finally, we have also added a new possibility to export a cropped or an interval capture. Let's say that you have performed 30 seconds capture, but you only want to save or to save in your database 15 seconds of it or whatever. So very simple. I can click on a create analysis limit event here and another one analysis limit event here. And if I go to configuration and export data, here's the new button called interval to database. The system will automatically take the start and end time from the analysis limits event. I can click on OK, and now it's asking me where to save it. I'm going to save it on this subject here, give it a name, so something like that. And now I'm able to see that in my database. As you can see. Thank you so much. I mean, there has been lots of new features that have been added. You can review all of them in our changelog, in our website, in the download section. Don't hesitate to ask if you have any question. Thank you so much for your time. If you want to get posted on this kind of videos and news, don't hesitate to follow us on our social media. And thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.